Good morning. It's a beautiful morning this morning. We've had several days of heavy rain and it's eventually stopped. Everything's very wet, but I've come up here first thing to the allotment before it gets too hot, because I think it's going to get hot today, and I'm going to crack on with the compost heap, which needs a bit of attention today. That's what I'm being squeamish about. That one and that one, which I put my bloomin' finger on. Slug City. Anyway, good. I can get them out of that compost heap, stop them laying their eggs in there. Oof. Oof. Oh. I do not like slugs. I don't think anybody does, do they? I'm going to be keeping my eyes peeled and see if we can get as many of these critters as possible, so they're not millions of them all over my garden come next season after they've had all their slug babies. So the reason I'm in at my compost today, apart from the fact that I want to turn it anyway, you want to be turning your compost quite regularly if you want it to compost down fast. Your compost will decompose down whether you turn it or not, but it's going to happen much faster if you turn it regularly. However, today the reason I'm in at it is because a few weeks ago, you might have seen the video, Kenny cut down a whole pile of shrubbery and trees in the back garden, and we had a massive mountain of stuff to get rid of with no way to really get rid of it. What we decided to do was to put some of the thinner, twiggier bits with all the foliage onto the compost heap. The plan being that when the foliage would rot off the twigs, when I turn the compost, I can just pull them all out again. That's what I'm intending to do today. Now, your twigs would compost down if you left them for long enough, but that's not really what I'm after at the minute. I want a fast turnover for this compost, as fast as I can realistically make it anyway. Months rather than, or weeks and months rather than months and years. So I'm going to pull all this out now. Hopefully all the foliage has come off. If it hasn't, we'll just put them all back in again until next time. But I'm going to get some gloves, because I touched that slug and it's giving us the creeps. See all those woody twigs in there at the bottom of the compost. Obviously they haven't rotted down at all just yet, and I'm hopefully going to be able to get them out, but we'll see. It does look a bit dry. That's my twigs starting there, so I'm going to start pulling them out as we go. I think the cavalry's just arrived. So the plan was just to take these sticks out like this and get rid of them. Very, very dry, this compost. Needs a really good hosing down. And that plan seems to work all right, actually, to get the foliage off and leave the twigs behind. That's the third tub of sticks we've taken out there already. Kenny's just taking them and putting them over in the waste area. Plenty more to go. Well, it's a very woody mix, this one, very woody indeed. It will go eventually, but yeah, it's not going to be the best batch of compost we've ever made.
You want to give that a wee squish?
What we really need to do is get a load of hen poop from home up here and some of the kitchen peelings and that to get it really going. So that is great. I'm really happy to get that done. As I say, it's a very woody compost, but it'll be all right. I'll bring a few potato peelings and all the rest of it up from the house and the chicken manure. Get that on there, and it'll soon start rotting down fabulously. So in amongst all this jungle of foliage here, I've got a whole pile of volunteer potatoes that just came up of their own accord. It was supposed to be beans in this border, turned out to be potatoes. Well, I have got beans as well, but anyway, they seem as if they're just about done. So we're going to have to try and work in amongst the beans that are here and see if we can dig something out, which I'll be really pleased if we can get something, because our earlies were non-existent practically. And the main crop, well, that doesn't look great either. These volunteer ones have been the most healthy ones. Well, they've looked the most healthy on the top. I know you can't always tell. Anyway, we'll give this a go and see what we can dig up. Right, so it's a bit tricky to figure out what on earth's what here. That one is there. I'm just going to try and get the foliage first. And they're going to believe this.
Looks like a boulder. Dear me, look at the size of that. Hang on, a close up. It's about the biggest potato I've ever seen. Excellent.
That is a potato that has had 0k. With a couple. Let's see what else there is. I'll make sure I'm not digging out beans.
That's a potato as well, isn't it?
Look at this. You know, when Charles Dowden pulls his potatoes out, he just gives them a tug, and the foliage comes up and all the potatoes are hanging
Clinging
out.
to it, yeah.
Find a way to do that.
It's probably, does he plant it in like
No dig.
compost? Compost there, and it's just plants it in soil. Yeah.
It's compost on there.
Yeah, but compost is finer than, well, that's pretty good, than the soil, isn't it?
Well, glorious and absolutely gutting, because I've managed to spear 4 potatoes in one forkful. But look at how fabulous they are. They may be for the tea tonight.
That's a shame about that one, isn't it?
It's not bad actually. I didn't go right through. It was just kind of wedged.
Yeah. Use the boot.
Use the what?
The boot.
Well, I'm a very happy woman today. We've hardly had any potatoes this year so far, and these have got to be the biggest potatoes I've ever grown. Look at that, size of my head practically. I don't know what variety they are. They came from the border that we first planted with potatoes when we first had the allotment, and I don't know what the variety was, but they were earlies. Anyway, who cares? Look at all of them, and they're lovely, and there's a few slug holes, but for the main part they're lovely and healthy. Got me courgettes, and I can see a nice big pot of potato, cheesy potato and courgette soup coming my way soon. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. You could subscribe, leave a comment if you like, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye!